So our group wanted to focus on helping the aid of oil pollution, oil spill pollution. So that is how we came up with the idea of making our project, which is named MLX, which means MyCYS. My as in Malaysian, Ilayes is a scientific name for palm oil, and Eximo means remover in Greek. So this is a lake in Alberta, Canada. See how beautiful it is? And this is how it looked like after a series events of oil spills. It's very horrible and the results are devastating. So, to counter these problems, there are lots of minds all around the world trying to make solution to oil spills. And one of it is the most famous, oil boom. See, it acts as a collector of the oil in the sea that collects all the oil together in order for the vacuum and the skimmer to collect the oil up into the boat, bring it back to the factory. But like everything else, it also has its disadvantages, such as for oil boom, its storage and transport to sea. See, it's very big and long, and it's quite heavy to bring it to the middle of the ocean. And then you have to bring also a skimmer and vacuum to bring along to get the oil. So it's like you have to do two things. And yeah, it's hard. And second point is that during high waves and fast currents, you can't even use it. It's useless. So another solution to oil spills, inshallah, in few years from now, is our very own MLX. Which consists of oil palm residuals, charcoal and used fragrance bag. And why did we use oil palm residuals? Because, as you all know, from the oil palm fruit, when you compress it, you can get the palm oil and also oil palm residuals. The one that people are using now is the palm oil, but the residuals are either thrown away or usually burned down, which could cause another pollution. And our idea is if we could reverse that concept, meaning can we get the oil palm residuals to absorb back the oil and to have its properties to hold it, not into becoming the fruit again, but to have the properties to hold the oil. And next, oil palm is nature's gift to Malaysia and Malaysians to the world. Why do I say this? Because Malaysia is the biggest exporter for the palm oil, which means that we get a lot of oil palm residuals. And when life gives you lemonade, when life gives you lemon, you make lemonade, right? And yeah, you make the best out of everything you have. So, and next, why do we add in a bit of charcoal? Because charcoal is a cheap and non-toxic deodorizer, which means that it can absorb the pungent smell made by the oil spills. Next, it is also an organic compound, and it could also absorb oil. Not as much as the oil palm residuals, but it could absorb a bit. It could help. So now, what are the objectives of the MLX? I'll let my friend Alia to discuss about this.
Thank you, Sarah. Okay. The MLX function as an oil absorber due to water pollution caused by the oil spill, and it also acts as an odor absorber, as it can reduce the pungent smell caused by the oil spill. So the question is how to measure the ability of the MLX to absorb oil. It's very simple. First, measure the oil palm residual into 20, 40, 60, 80 and 100 grams. Then compress each of the oil palm residual which has been measured into a bag and label A, B, C, D and E. Then weigh and put 1 gram of powdered charcoal into each bag and secure it using a lock pin. Then fill 5 beakers of 5 label beakers with 250 ml of oil and label A, B, C, D and E. Then put each bag according to the label beakers. Then let it to immerse for an hour. Lastly, record the volume of oil absorbed by the oil palm residual or MLX.
Thank you, Ella. Yeah, it is very easy for us to do the experiment. So next, I'm going to talk about the advantages of MLX. Firstly, it is light and easy to carry compared to the oil boom, like I said just now. This MLX, it doesn't have any rubber or anything to it. It's just, this is the MLX. By the way, it's just this, but this is a prototype. It's just this, and all the other more of it to be thrown into the sea and then collected. And then next, it is also cheap compared to all the others, such as bacteria used to eat it out. Bacteria is quite expensive, and this is just cheap to make it. And we use waste products, which is also good. Next, less energy is used. Compared to the oil boom, you had to bring a skimmer or a vacuum. But this one, it could absorb and you could just take it back to the factory. You don't need a big boat to bring the vacuum and skimmer. Next, it is also environmentally friendly. And we could also let Malaysia be known. If we get the MLX to be known by the world, we could rise the name of Malaysia, and Malaysia will not be just that country that has some missing airplanes. We will not be that country that is just between Thailand and Indonesia. We can put our name on the map. Okay, as for the results, after we have done the experiment, so our results were positive as we put MLX with different measures of oil pharmaceuticals into 200 beakers of oil and left them for an hour. So as you can see, the chart shows that as the mass of oil pharmaceutical increases, the volume of oil absorbed also increases. This gave us more confidence about our project. As a conclusion, our MLX has the ability to absorb oil and can remove pungent smells. Experiment has shown that 20 grams of oil pharmaceuticals could remove 40 ml of oil. This proves its ability to absorb oil. Studies have shown that by using MLX, which is environmentally friendly, could help to improve the concept of reusing unwanted waste. We could see the potential of product to be commercialized in the future by replacing dishwashing paste or sponge. MLX could not only absorb oil and water, but could also remove pungent smells from dishwashing, from frying pots after being used. And here we would like to convey our sincere thanks and appreciation to all those that helped, such as our bonder, Puan Haja Siti Rogaya, who supported us and gave us the permission to do this project. And next, Encik Sohazri Zainul, our advisor, and for giving us your guidance. And Encik Fatih Khairuddin Haris from marketing management of Kilang Kelapa Sawit Linggi, who had helped us for supplying oil pharmaceuticals, which is our main component. And our parents and family members for their fullest support, and to each and every one of you for being here and listening to our project. And these are the references that we made while doing the project. That is all from us. Thank you. Any questions?